Hello and welcome to part 2 of a series of tutorials where I will be showing you and explaining to you all about regular expressions in Python, or regex for short. In the last part, I explained to you what regex is, and I also showed you a few of the meta characters that you can use to help you use regex within your sort of Python shell, and also how to spot it in and around the world around you. For example, with email addresses and with telephone numbers, just as two very easy examples. I also touched upon right at the end the fact that there is a module for regex inbuilt in your Python shell in most cases, and they have 4 main commands, which are find all, search, split, and sub. In this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delve more into the regex module that we have that's inbuilt. I will also be showing you a few examples of how to use it, and then we'll be touching upon some more special characters. So let's get started. So the regex module that's already inbuilt in Python is called RE essentially, RE for regex. And as mentioned in the first part, it has 4 main functions, which is find all, which is returning a list of containing all matches, search, which returns a match object if there's a match anywhere in the string. There's a split, which returns a list where the string has been split at each match, and there's sub, which replaces one or many matches with a string. So in order to make use of the RE module, first you have to import it. So if you type in import RE, that is literally as simple as it is. And then you're now ready to use it after you've done import RE. So remember last time I mentioned that the importance of regex is that you have to be exact. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to run over a few examples using the special characters that I showed you previously here in the meta characters, and just to show you that you have to be exact, and also just to provide you with a bit of context and hopefully some work and some things you can refer to if you're having any problems or if you just wanted to get going. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to basically create a string. In this case it's hello, all lowercase, HELLO, and I've given that the variable string1. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to basically create and write some regex. So let's actually forget this and we'll write it together from scratch. So if we type in RE, calling our module here, and we type in dot, and in this case we do find all, we're going to basically find the word hello essentially. That calls our find all command, which is one of our 4 main ones. And we open brackets, and we're now ready to start some regex. But in order for us to sort of complete and continue, we firstly need to put the letter R in here within our brackets, because that lets whatever's within the brackets know that what's coming up is a sort of regex like script or some string with regex in it. And so what we can do now is we can put in some quotation marks and we can start to write some regex. So if, let's say we wanted to return the value hello, we just need to sort of break down and understand what hello is. So hello here is firstly 5 characters long, and it's also, they all are lowercase and between the values of A and Z. So that's exactly, and so that's one thing we need to put here, is we need to basically write what I just said in our regex expression. And one thing you've got to remember is it's done each character at a time. So when you're doing the values between A and Z, it'll be firstly looking at the A to Z, whether the first character is A to Z, and then whether the second character is between A and Z, and so on until sort of the end of the string in this case. So the key to regex is to be exact in your sort of terminology and what you're calling as expression, but also to try and generalize what you're looking at as much as possible. So in this case, it is 5 characters long, and it is from A to Z, all lowercase. Okay, so let's write that. So A to Z, all lowercase in brackets, and it is 5 characters long. So in order to specify a number of occurrences, in this case we can do exact, we can do a curly bracket, and then within there we can put the number 5. And then to complete the find all expression, we're going to put in the variable that we want to do the find all. In this case it is string 1. Nice. And then first things first is next thing we need to do, and the last thing is to, don't know what's happening here, is to basically give that a variable. In this case it is a match or not. Nice, and that is now ready to go. So if we then just get rid of what I had previously, and we now run this, we will now get the value hello. So let's actually clear that and rerun it. We'll get the value hello. So hello has been found within the string hello. Nice, and that's what you would expect. And now let's just play around with this a bit. So remember I said you have to be exact? So let's then change this lowercase h to an uppercase h and run this again. And you may find that it doesn't work. And notice that it didn't work here. We didn't get an error, it didn't throw up an exception, but it didn't find anything because it didn't match our lowercase valuation here. But we can modify that as well if our characters start with a capital letter or have an uppercase in them. We can put A to Z here next to it and then rerun it. And then we can put it up and it said it ran hello again. So that's our previous one with nothing in it. And this is our most recent one here with our capital letter in there. Okay, so remember earlier that I mentioned you need to put sort of R in front? Well, you don't actually have to do it, but I would say I'd recommend doing it because when you combine it with other extensions, it does make it easier to distinguish between sort of your regular expressions. For example, I've got here A to Z and A to Z in sort of in red, whereas I put it, if I take away the R, then it all becomes one color. And so it's just sort of a helping hand, so to speak. So me personally, I like to have sort of R in there, but you don't have to. I could run it now. Let me just show you and it will work fine. So here we go. Hello, worked fine with hello. So it's just one of those things which personal preference really. And so I like to put the R in there. But so let me show you another example. So if I have if I add some text here, so I go, I don't know, hello viewers. Let's give this output. Viewers, please subscribe to my channel, right? If I have that, please do subscribe, by the way. But if I do have that, then and I run this code, I'm just going to show you a sort of example of a problem that you could come across and you just need to be wary of. So notice here that we've run the regular expression A to Z, and 5 times. And if it matches, if it hits that, then it within that string here, then it will sort of pull the values. And notice it recognizes space as a separator here. But one of the things you'll come across is, let's say you wanted to get the entire word, right? And your regular expression wasn't written that well. Notice here that we've actually pulled the word hello, but we've also pulled sort of viewee and please and subsc and chan with 2 N's. That's because on every occasion this has hit, you know, the the regular expression that we wrote. And so if you're looking just to pull the entire word, this is something you've got to be wary of, and it's quite ruthless in this aspect, is that whatever regular expression you're writing, regardless not if that's what you wanted, if it hits and it pulls and it hits that sort of, matches that sort of expression you've written, it will put it in its result. And so you really do need to be careful on the regular expression that you're writing. So just something to make you aware of. Cool. So I'm just going to end this part on some more special characters. And so what we have here is some more special characters, and along with what they do, I'm just going to talk you through them very quickly. And so when you put these up compared to the other ones we went through in the part 1, notice that we also have some more to go through as well, but we'll just do a bit at a time. But after this set, you'll have a bit more of understanding, a bit more of the sort of special characters that you can use. So these all have backslash at the start, and so if you type in \W, it will match alphanumeric customers, which means instead of going A to Z, you can just put \, small lowercase w, and that will act as the same thing. And also between 0 and 9 as well. So it's a very useful one, \W. Recommend that a lot. Also, \D will match digits only, just 0 to 9. So unlike the W, which will do A to Z, lowercase and uppercase, and 0 to 9, the \D will just do 0 to 9. And the \D will match any non-digit. So it's like the 0 to 9, but in reverse. Just the A to Zs, lowercase and upper. So the \lowercase s will match white space characters, which include sort of T, the tab, N, new line, and R, and space characters. And the \S will match the non-white space characters. And the \lowercase b will match the boundary or empty string at the start and end of a word. That is between the sort of the alphanumeric characters A to Z and right at the end as well. And the \uppercase b is the lowercase b but in reverse. The \A matches the expression to its right and at the absolute start of a string, whether it's in single or multi-line mode. And the Z matches the same thing but on its left rather than on its right. And so what we'll do is we'll go over a couple of those special characters along with sort of the other ones we showed you in the past and some more we're going to touch upon. But we're just going to do this a step at a time. That's all that we're going to do in this series, is take things one step at a time. Because regex is a really big thing and it can be so helpful once you begin to get your head around how to use it and what you can do with it. So that's it for this tutorial. There will definitely be a part 3, probably even a part 4 on this, just taking it in a bit at a time. That's exactly what this channel is about. It's the small bits, lots of small tutorials at a time. So please do subscribe to my channel. Please do share this with anyone else you feel may benefit. Share it to your colleagues at work, for example, if they do some programming with Python or if they need some development. And please do like and subscribe it. And comment below as well. Thank you very much for watching.